Hi guys, there is an update of Chadwm. So if you are on Chadwm, you've seen the update and you're wondering what's going on. Previous video was talking about C and the files that we've changed and about Chadwm. That's a great tutor, otherwise I probably wouldn't have started without Chadwm, because, well, we need to be time efficient. We need not to lose time by watching videos and videos about the language C, but rather getting to grips with Chadwm and C, right? So I've quickly moved to the face. Here is my drw.c. Here it is, ChatGPT. Explain what this does, right? And he will explain you the code. That's all I need for now, is knowing what does this code do. I have no desire yet to change anything, because Chadwm has been my assistant for the last year and a half, and there's zero interest in changing anything, right? Just a small color, so whatever, that's done. So this topic is about your Chadwm. This is, well, real metal machine. I mean, it's the ISO builder. That is the actual new Arco Chadwm. So if I want to compare, I need to mimic that. Best way to do that is probably go to Brave, go to github.com, sure, ArcoLinux. I need to get an old version, right? So that you have that probably the one you're having. So Chadwm, an old version is available. So I've been pushing. March 2024. That's probably the old one, right? So browse here and download here. Download zip. This is probably the one you're gonna have. So let's fake this a little bit. This is the one you have. Then we're gonna extract here. Okay, so this is skel bin config, that's the one. If you update the system, what do you have? You have folder, you get an etc skel, the update is here, .config, there, check. And the one you have is gonna be in home Eric and on Arco .config and on Arco Chadwm, but we're gonna fake it a little bit, right? So I've downloaded the old version. Both folders the same. Then we compare, and this is a super exercise to see what changed. So if we go for file filters, that's the same. Make sure the same is not on, because we have no message and things that are the same. We only want to see what's new. I've added the license. So let's think again, right? The right mouse click, the right column here is the one that is yours in the etc, sorry, in the home eric.config Arco Chadwm, or your name, of course. Huh? And the other one is my update from etc skel. So you update your system, you get something new in etc skel. So I've added a license. Okay, sure, no problem. Let's add the license. And here are all the differences that I've made since a few months ago. List the source files. Okay, so these are the source files, the C files. Fine. List object files, everything with an O. Defines how to compile .c files into O files using specified compiler and compiler flags. Okay, so that's what it does. Specifies that the object files depend on these two files. Creates config h from the config dev h if it doesn't exist. That's all it needs to do. Then the Chadwm target builds the Chadwm executable by linking the object files with a specified linker. I did not invent this line. I'm not sure if it's correct either. It's coming from, you guessed it, ChatGPT. So if you're well versed in C and you see mistakes, grave mistakes, you can tell me. The disk clean, I've removed this one, distribution. So, bye. Install all. It's going to create a folder. Fine. It's going to copy it. Fine. Permissions. Sure. Again, same thing. Target directory. Replace the version. And that's about it, I guess. And the man page. And this is blah blah. So I removed a few blah blah lines. Added. Control Z, and did I make a mistake here? So Control Z works, just to make sure I did not make any mistakes. So this line can go from left to right. That's the correct procedure. Text, extra line, and then this. I wondered what this phony was all about. I asked ChatGPT and it explains it. Based on DWM. Voila, same. So that's a major change in the sense that DWM 1 is gone. That's the .1 is something for the manual, the man. So if I type now man Chadwm, it gives me this information. All right, or Chadwm version. It's all, we're always talking about Chadwm and we're not going to talk about DWM anymore. Okay, these changes have been created. That's different with Chadwm. So that's the application. That's number 1. So that's the manual. It's not much to look at. Special kind of formatting. Did not change a lot there, if something at all, except I've called it Chadwm everywhere. That's my mistake. Super F5, easy to do it again. So that one needs to go there. That's not important, that's the executable. We built executables. Here we're gonna see, or here, let's do this one first. What are the changes? This is spaces. Everything is nicely aligned. No, it's not. So nicely aligned. Same here, a space. It's not needed, right? Doesn't hurt, but let's play nice. Everything nicely aligned. Sure and sure. Same here. Don't know why we did that. Gone. Here we've made decisions. Instead of the D, which wasn't working, not that these things mattered, right? Remember, 1.5 years on a system daily. Never missed it. But let's now investigate and go deeper and change. So, a little bit of changes. This is now back in, but with another combo. Super, Control, Shift, Enter. Okay. This is new. I looked around at all these possible changes here, these possible layouts, and I thought, wouldn't it be nice if we could test it, use it, right, and have key bindings for it. Now I've made my own preferences. I don't like 1, 3, 4, 8, and 9. That means I don't like, and it just counts up. And I don't like this one, the monocle. This is 0 actually. So 1, etc. So here are the numbers, and I'm telling in which I've tested them all. I said I don't want to see these, and these, which ends up in 0, 2, 5, 6, 7, 11, and all the rest is 0. Tiling. and all the rest is not, well, personal choice. Not okay. Not interested. So with the combo of super control F1, super control F1, super control F2, I changed my layout to 0 to 2 to 5 to 6 to 7. So that's new, definitely new. And this changes all these layouts. I found it more interesting to have the F1 things. Okay. And here we have, well, problem with Azerty and QWERTY always, M, right? M is different in Azerty. So let's choose comma and period, and PNM. We'll figure it out, but comma and period is always different. So PNM, cycle layout, like that. And the E, there was a problem with E. What was that again? There was also a problem. Super E, super E, super E. Don't know what it was, but I've changed it to super I. And that's all the differences. So there were a few differences in here, for sure. QWERTY should be the same, copy to the right. And Azerty, again, that is more or less the same. Spaces, spaces, spaces. But of course the difference is the Azerty stuff. Tabs and spaces. Changing, changing. And here are the differences, you see. So section A graph, this needs to be changed. This needs to be Azerty stuff. Which means I should do this. And this one is the changes of the layout. Yep, okay. Still good. Semicolons. Voila. So these are the changes. This is only required for the Azerty guys in Belgium. There are different Azerty versions. With XF you can find out stuff. XF. When I press, I don't know, enter, you'll see immediately quit it, otherwise you have to look too long. Here it is, return. The key that I pressed was my enter key, but officially it's called return with a capital R. So that's how you find out how page down is called and how end is called and home, etc. Well, that's clear. That's going to be home. But config H, that is when something is built, so we don't need those. Config MK. So we're bumping up a version, 6.4, 6.5. Some more information. What is this all about? Include directory, include directory. We're not an OpenBSD, so voila, it's gone. This one has been changed. This is a technical thing that has been changed. And voila, don't recall why or how that came about, but it works. Optimized release. This I've added to see less information, less errors, things that are not used, but they are in the code. I will leave it in, but they're not used. Then we see this message. Now we don't. We're not on Solaris, so make it a little bit cleaner. This is the config MK readme, so readmes, just copy paste them over. That's okay, it's just text. It's just for your information. I rebuilt the same thing. That's the script to rebuild, just take it over. All right, let's do again a refresh. So this one is not important, that one is not important. The first one here is this one. Just a few spaces. Okay, a few spaces. That was it. I saw it, I corrected it. And I'll keep doing that. There were some errors at some point, and I asked ChatGPT, this is the code? No, I don't think so. I think I gave him the complete DWM MC and said this is the output of the error, and he gave me the translation, basically the correction. Put this in there. Me not knowing C, copy paste, try. Okay, boom, and it works. Errors are gone, and there's one more like that. So I don't see the errors anymore, and Chadwm is working. Here's the other one. So the string and copy here and the string and printf thing. Okay, replace. Here another one. This actually came from DWM, I think, if I recall correctly. So that's another thing I've done. I compare with the code, the latest code of DWM. What is there compared with Chadwm? And that was one of the things that came from there. Just avoid that was forgotten. And I did decide to change it now, right? Rather than calling it DWM, this is Chadwm. It is so much more than DWM. Do install the default DWM and see where you're at, right? No, let's be proud, this is Chadwm. So a quick change here, and at the bottom the same thing. Here also, this is Chadwm. Voila, we're identical. Utility C, just for me to know, I gave ChatGPT this thing and I said, give it names. And then at least I know this is going to print an error message and exit. And this is for allocating memory and checking everything is correct. Same thing here, comments, 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 to know what this is all about. Why is this line there? That's all I need to know. So I can't write it. Doesn't matter. This is all about run xrender. What I've done is basically put them alphabetically. If you see it, the code here, it's alphabetical. And I was working in VirtualBox, and I want VirtualBox to be really there at the beginning, Virtual 1, and of course my resolution. Maybe you should change it in yours. And that's it. That's it. So you just can copy paste it over and see what line you have and keep that line. All right. So the DWM one can go because we're gonna call it Chadwm. This is something that's the executable. Wow. And that's something that's created to build it, so it gets removed. So this, the right one, is ready. That means that we can go to the, where did we put it? In the downloads or the desktop? The downloads. I think we put it in here. All right. This one can be rebuilt. We have now this script. Basically it's gonna do whatever you should have typed in the past, but now don't have to think about it. Just type rebuild, type my password, and that's it. At this point in time, I have rebuilt Chadwm. And Super Shift R shouldn't do with anything because it's the same thing as the actual one, which I'm gonna build again just to be sure. Right, and that's how you do it. This is mine, and mine has some smaller changes. I guess I need to open the door. Voila, we're almost at the end of our tutorial. Now you do have the very, very last code available. This is the long way. This is the long way. Looking at the details, looking at the lines, understanding what happened to Chadwm. What's Eric doing? What will he do? Same thing, right? Learning about this C code and adding comments here and there and change things and try to improve it, but no major changes because I like the way it is. But the fast track is always, has been always, two ways, manually, automatically. Automatically, skel. That's the yes, boom, and everything that's in each skel is overwritten. Also Chadwm. Then you have to build it again. You have to go to this folder and rebuild it. Now you have a script for it. Rebuild. And then Super Shift R, yes. And you reload Chadwm, or you log out, you reboot, and that's done. Or the manual way is actually go in here, grab this thing, Control C, go to the .config, overwrite, maybe make first, change the name, right? Change the name, and then copy paste, and then build it again. Again, in here, rebuild, it's there. Those are the ways to update. The very long way, skel way, or the copy paste way. But still, if you did anything to the folder, well, you need to compare this one with that one and that one and that one. I have now 4 versions. Okay, so make sure that you know what you're doing, that you don't delete something that shouldn't have deleted. This is my setup for Azerty. All right, enjoy Chadwm. It's yeah, how shall I say it? I'm in love with it because of the efficiency, how fast it is, how stable it is. But if you do want to change something and add something, wow, right? It's C language. That's tricky. But hey, that's why we're here. We're here to learn. ArcoLinux is about learning, and that's the fun. And that's what I'm gonna do the next few weeks. All right, cheers.